Hello everyone, my name is Jillian, this is my channel, and this is episode 5 of the Wall Whisperer podcast. What's up? How are you guys doing? I don't know if you can tell, but the wall behind me is a little bit different. I'm working on adding some fun little, Nicki Minaj, I'm working on adding some fun little decorations, not really for this podcast or this channel, just because I want to. I'm thinking of I actually already bought it, and it's actually coming today. I'm trying to get a bulletin board for there because I want to put pictures of my friends there. And, I think that's cute. But, yeah, it hasn't come yet, so whatever. Anyways, guys, I don't really know what to talk about, but I figured I had nothing to do. I have a free period. I have, 35 minutes until my next class. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do for that long? I don't have any homework. I am a sophomore, but I don't have any homework probably until next week. Well, it's a Friday, but I have no homework. I've gotten 2 different assignments for introduction slides about me, and I did that already. So I wouldn't really consider that homework though. Actually, I do have homework. I just forgot, but it's not that big of a deal. I have until let me drink some water until Monday to do a science assignment, which I don't know. I'm unsure if it's it says physical science, but it's kind of more of a chemistry, because we're learning about the periodic table and stuff and atoms. I don't know. Either way, whatever, So, my life has been a little cuckoo bananas, but I'm trying to think of stuff to talk about, because, I don't know, I feel like it's a little silly of me to press record and not know what to talk about, but I feel like my conversations come very naturally, So, yeah. Man, what has been going on in my life? I've been really trying to put myself out there. I don't know if I talked about this already, but I don't know if I've said this. I don't know if I really made this clear, but I'm at a new school. I'm at a new boarding school. For any of you that don't know that. And one thing about me is that I am a very, very, socially anxious, debilitatingly socially anxious person. I wouldn't say I'm very, well, it depends, but I wouldn't say I'm very quiet, but I would say in a new place I'm pretty quiet, but I am very, very socially anxious. So in terms why I said that is because I have actually been putting myself out there quite a bit, and I'm really proud of myself for that. I've been making a lot of friends, all of which I'm very happy about, and I've been really trying to talk to people, and I've noticed this wasn't really the case in my old school, but I don't know if you're new, you don't know this, but I went to a therapeutic boarding school in the past, so I was in mental health treatment, and I think I was at a really small school. It wasn't even really a school, it was much more therapeutic than academic. But anyways, at my old school, it was, I feel more tight-knit, and people didn't really worry about being judged as much. Well, people did, but one thing I noticed about being here that's different from there is that people are terrified of doing anything out of line, which is I get it, me too, but it's so different. I feel at my old school, I guess because it was so much smaller, people weren't as scared of that, and also because it was treatment, people kind of understood, we're all kind of odd, it's fine. But here, for example, a teacher will say, everyone stand up to do something, whatever, and people will hesitate to stand up because no one else is. Everyone relies on each other doing something. We all need someone to do something before everyone else can do it, So it would be no one would stand up. It's crazy. And I feel I've noticed that it's people are just much more focused on being normal, I guess, which me too, but I feel I don't put as much emphasis on being normal as I do being well liked. For me, I know I'm not normal, whatever. No one really is, and I know that's really corny to say, but it's true. But I'm just odd, okay? Whatever. I'm not gonna pass as normal anyways. I have bright pink hair, whatever. Well, I really need to get re-dyed, but whatever. I'm not gonna get passed as normal anyways, so I try to be myself, you know, and not care so much about being normal, but obviously that's kind of unusual for a high schooler. So I've noticed, like I said, people just are so scared of doing anything out of line. And it's just so interesting to me. I really am fascinated by it. But all that to say, okay, all that to say, I've been on a rant, but all that to say, like I said, I've been putting myself out there and I've been trying to challenge myself to do things that other people aren't doing, it like in a good way. Like my teacher will talk and she'll like ask a question and obviously no one will answer. I'll try to answer. I'll try to like make a joke with the teacher or like talk to the teacher or whatever. Cuz like I said, I'm so socially anxious. Like I don't usually do that. At my old school, it took me, I was there for 2 years, only like 6 months into my final time there, like 6 months before I left. Only around that time did I really have a good group of friends and really felt like this stability and this belonging there, you know? It was only around that time that I really found my place, and that was mostly because I was so socially anxious. Like, I really didn't put myself out there at all, which is, you know, obviously part of treatment, so it makes sense, but blah, blah, blah. So, you know, but I'm really proud of myself for putting myself out there because that is such a hard thing to do. I mean, for anyone, but especially for me. And yeah, I've noticed, like, obviously going from a therapeutic boarding school to like a regular schmegular academically challenging boarding school, it's very different. But that's the main thing that I've noticed, just like really social dynamics and like social interactions, the way people interact with each other. I would honestly say one thing I was really worried about going from a therapeutic to a regular school was like bullying or like just, you know, mean interactions, you know, but I have not really seen that as much as it was at my old school, which kind of makes sense and kind of doesn't. Like, everyone always says, and I agree with this, like, in a smaller school where everyone knows each other, like, there's so much more drama. My old school was so drama filled, which, thank God, I was never in any drama, which, you know, thank God. I'm really happy about that. But I think it's interesting going from a school like that where there's so much drama, it's so small, and everyone's like, not everyone, but like a lot of people are very mean, which makes sense also because it's treatment, you know, everyone going through something. But going to a school like that to a school like this where, honestly, I mean, yes, people are mean, sure, but really not that much. Like, it's crazy. And I compare that to when I was in elementary school and middle school at my old school, not at therapeutic boarding school, at a regular private school. I got bullied. Yeah. Would I say it was like the worst bullying ever? Probably not. But you know, people were pretty mean to me. Like, pretty mean. And do I understand why? Like, I won't talk about why, but do I understand why? Yes, but also that's not fair. Anyways, I'm getting off topic, but going from that, which was like my only real anchor for how like non-therapeutic schools ran, to a school like this is so odd because at my old school, like, the administration did not care at all. Like, there was no sense of care, empathy, or like drive for any action at my old school towards like bullying, which there was a lot of, and towards like anti-discrimination, anti any of that. Like, they did not care. And maybe high school is different, but I wasn't there for high school, I was only there for middle school. But generally, the school did not give a fuck. Like, they were so nonchalant, per se. They didn't care. So, there was a lot of bullying and, like, harassment at my old school. And going from that to a school like this, where, like, the school is constantly saying, like, they care. And I see it. I really do. Like, I might not necessarily feel like I belong yet, but I do feel like they care, for the most part. I feel like they do a good job of shutting down kind of any bullying. I feel like the staff really make it what it is. And I've talked to a lot of students that have been here way longer than me, and they've all said the same thing about the staff, especially the teachers. They've said they really can count on the teachers. The teachers are very supportive, and that's something that I really care about. But anyways, I don't know. I'm really talking. I'm really yapping, but I feel like, yeah, it's really nice to have a difference, I guess. Like, it's really nice to have a new experience and a positive new experience, you know? The school, I haven't really seen anything bad from the school really at all. Like, I'm sure I could list like one bad thing, but I really don't think that it is that important, you know? I am pretty much just impressed. Um, oh, sorry. Okay, I gotta do that later. Sorry, I got a Teams message. Sorry, this is like so not professional of me. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm really impressed by how different and contrasting my experiences are at my old school versus this school. It's just nice. It's just a nice, change of pace, I guess. And I really appreciate that. But I've been yapping. I don't know. I know I keep on saying that, but I mean, this is my podcast, so what are you going to do about it? But yeah, so I I'm pretty happy. I mean, would I say that's entirely true? Yes, but would I say that's entirely true too? No. That doesn't make sense. But what I'm trying to say is like I'm happy but sad at the same time. Um, but all the sadness is kind of just me like being in a new place. I am so insecure, and that really contributes to my feelings about other people and whatnot. Anyways, that's just beside the point. But the school hadn't done anything wrong. No one has been mean to me, which is nice. Very, very refreshing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm yapping, but it's nice. It's nice to change of pace. I'm really having a good time as much as I can, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to talk about, but yeah, okay. I need to stop saying yeah. Sorry, guys. This is just like a all over the place episode, but that's kind of how podcasts are. But I know I just kind of yapped at my school for like 12 minutes. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Have a good day, and that's it.